Hello everyone. Have you ever noticed how a watched pot never boils, but your phone battery dies at the moment you take your eyes off it? Waiting is weird like that, the most universal human experience. We all do it all the time, whenever we want to do or not. And boy, do we hate it. Well, most of the time. Because here's the thing about waiting. It's complicated. Like that friend who drives you crazy but somehow makes life more interesting. Waiting has a way of revealing things about us we would rather not see. It shows us our impatience, our fear, our hopes, and sometimes, surprisingly, our capacity of joy. Think about the last time you were really looking forward to something. Maybe it was a vacation or a date or package you order at 2 a.m. during about some of insomnia. The anticipation probably felt almost as good as the thing itself, sometimes even better. That's waiting playing one of many tricks on us. But we're losing something in our modern world instead of everything. When was the last time you just waited without pulling out your phone, without checking your email, without doing anything except existing in that moment of suspension between now and next? Our grandparents were better at this. They had to be. Before Amazon Prime and Netflix, before instant messages and same day delivery, waiting was just a part of the rhythm. They waited for letters, for seasons, for fruits to ripen. They understood something we're forgetting. Waiting isn't just an empty time, it's part of the experience itself. You know what's funny? Companies know more about our relationship with waiting than we do. They've turned it into the science. Ever wonder why some websites make you wait just a little bit longer than necessary? Or why that typing animation exists in messaging apps? They're playing with your mind and they're pretty good at it. It's like that limited time offer that's somehow always limited, or the only 2 rooms left. Warning that magically has 2 rooms left every time you checked. They're using your hatred of waiting against us, turning our impatience into profit. Pretty clever, really. Kind of annoying when you're thinking about it. It's like some of the most successful people in the history were masters of waiting. Warren Buffett once said that the stock market is a device for transferring money from impatience to the patience. Think about that for a second. While everyone else is rushing around trying to make things happen now, the real players are sitting back, watching, and waiting. And it's not just about the money either. Even been in an argument where the person who stays quiet the longest usually wins. Or notice how most confident person in the room is often the one most comfortable with silence. There's power in waiting if you know how to use it. I had this friend who was terrible at waiting. She jumped into relationships, jumped out of jobs, making decisions faster than a cat chasing a laser pointer. Always in a hurry, always running from the discomfort of uncertainty. Life forced her to wait. A long illness, months of recovery, it changed her. She said something that stuck with me. I've learned that time doesn't care about your schedule. Some things just take time they take. And that's profound if you think about it. We've built this world of instant gratification, but the most important things in life still require waiting. Trust takes time to build. Skills take time to develop. There's no Amazon Prime for wisdom or experience. But here's the real kicker. We're actually pretty bad at knowing what we're waiting for. How many times have you rushed into something only to realize later that waiting would have led something better? It's like we're all playing this massive game of musical chairs, terrified of being left standing when the music stops. But the digital age has made this worse, not better. We're developing what some psychologists call temporal poverty, a constant sense that we're running out of time. It's why we binge watch shows instead of savoring them. Why we swipe through dating profiles like we're shuffling cards. why we accept instant responses to every message. You've probably noticed this in yourself, that twitch to check your phone when it's been silent for more than a minute, that urge to fill every moment of waiting with something, anything. We're becoming allergic to empty time. But here's a secret about waiting. It's actually a superpower in disguise. Think about it, while everyone else is jumping at shadows, the person who can wait calmly has all the power. It's like having a cheat code for life. I've learned this the hard way at my first real job negotiation. Fresh out of college, eager to please, I've jumped at the first offer they made. My more experienced friend just smiled and said, "Give it a week." The idea of waiting has long made my skin crawl. But she was right, they come back with a better offer. Not because anything had changed, just because I'm waiting. It's weird how waiting works in relationships too. Ever notice how the people most desperate to find love are often the ones who struggle most to find? Meanwhile, those who are comfortable being alone, who can wait without anxiously sweeping through dating apps, somehow end up in a better relationship. It's like the universe has a twisted sense of humor. And don't even get me started on the social media. It's like they've engineered the perfect anti-waiting machine. Every feature is designed to keep you from ever having to sit with your own toes. Infinite scroll, autoplay, notification, it's all to make sure you never experience a moment of emptiness. Heaven forbid you might have to wait for something. But here's what they don't want you to know. That discomfort you feel when waiting, it's trying to tell you something. Maybe it's pointing out how attached you are to controlling everything. Maybe it's highlighting your fear of missing out. Or maybe just showing you how rarely you allow yourself to simply be. I have this ritual now. Whenever I feel that urgent need or to act immediately, I've stopped and asked myself what I'm afraid will happen if I wait. Usually the answer is pretty revealing, and usually the fear is way bigger than the reality. The funny thing is, some of life's best moments happen while waiting. Think about that conversation you had with a stranger while waiting for a delayed flight. That sunset you've noticed while stuck in the traffic. That idea that came out to you in the shower when you weren't trying to force it. Waiting to creating spaces in our life where unexpected things can happen. You know what's really ironic? We spend so much energy trying to avoid waiting, but some of our favorite experiences are built around it. The anticipation before opening presents, to build up a big game, the slow simmer of developing romance. Remove the waiting and you remove part of what makes those experiences special. There is this Japanese concept called MA, the space between things. They consider it just as important as things themselves. It's like the silence between musical notes that makes the melody meaningful. Maybe that's what waiting really is. It's the MA in our lives, the space where meaning has a room to develop. And I'm not saying that we should love waiting. That would be like saying we should love exercise. Nice in theory, but let's be real. What I'm saying is that maybe, just maybe, our discomfort with waiting says more about us than about the waiting itself. It's like those moments when you're cooking something special. Not the quick microwave dinner, but the slow simmering sauce that fills your whole house in anticipation. Sure, you could probably find a faster way to make it, but would it taste the same? Would it create the same memories? There's this coffee shop near my place that I always pocket. Not because their coffee is that much better, but because they take their sweet time making each cup. In a world of instant coffee and drive-through lattes, they've turned waiting into an experience. People actually pay more for the privilege of waiting longer. Figure that one out. The real magic of waiting isn't just the pause itself, it's in what happens to us during those pauses. Like how the best conversation often happen in the silence after someone speaks, or how the best ideas tend to show up when we stop actively chasing them. It's like waiting creates this space where life can surprise us. Maybe that's why some cultures have never brought into our war against waiting. In Spain, they still take long lunches and longer dinners. In Japan, there is an entire ceremony built around the waiting for tea. They get something we've forgotten, that rushing to the destination often means missing the journey entirely. And a thought that keeps me up at night: what if all our attempts to eliminate waiting are actually making us worse at living? What if, like muscles that never face resistance, we're becoming emotionally and mentally weaker because we never have to wait for anything anymore? But look, I'm not suggesting we all start embracing 3 hour lunch at the DMV or celebrating when our flights get delayed. That would be crazy. But what I'm suggesting is that maybe, just maybe, we could start seeing waiting not as a dead time to be eliminated, but as living time to be experienced. Because in the end, life itself is one long exercise in waiting. Waiting to grow up, waiting to find love, waiting to figure out what we want when we be grown up. Some of us are still waiting on that one, and maybe, just maybe, learning to wait well is a part of learning to live well. So next time you find yourself in that unavoidable wait, stuck in a traffic, standing in line, watching that spinning wheel on your screen, try something radical. Don't pull out your phone, don't curse the delay, just be there, in that moment of suspension between now and next. Who knows? You might just discover that waiting isn't the enemy after all. It might even be trying to teach you something, if you're willing to wait long enough to find out what that is. And after all, some things in life are worth waiting for. The trick is figuring out which ones. Thanks for watching.